have started on the water. As you can see, I have roughly followed the first indexing line. I've tilted it a little more like this. This line I'm going to stray away from. I'm going to cross over it. And as we bring our sort of series of waves forward, I'm going to be cutting like this and then sort of like this. Yeah, I've done away with the idea of fairly calm water with a cat's paw. I'm going to have the entire surface with the small waves, wavelets, you know, ripples, what have you, becoming calmer as they get tighter into this area here. So I'm just going to put a few strokes on to show you what I mean. So I have this blue line now, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, bit of white, coming down in this direction. But I don't want a line right across the painting. So I think what I'll do is bring it down maybe a few more strokes here, and then something about here, coming down at more of an angle. So I'll just throw a few of those in. I'm using this knife. It's a Desser's. I'm not fond of the fact that it has it's plated with chrome. You know, I like to stay away from these things, but I don't have another knife that has a wide enough blade and is also flexible enough. I did buy a much larger palette knife. I tried it a little bit on another painting. I didn't like it. It's just too stiff. It's probably better for a wood panel or something. So anyway, I'm using this one. It's a little bigger than the one I usually use and the one I've used for the rest of the painting. You can see it there, a little longer and a little broader at the tip. So it does allow me to put little heavier strokes on. Okay. Actually, that's a little bit light. Okay, you can see something, that's good. Laying in the backside of the waves, which as the painting moves along, I'll probably put a little bit of lighter blue on the backside, because I want the idea of some of the sky above us catching, shedding a little bit of light on the troughs, but it's really the face of the waves that are catching more reflection and light from all the color above. Okay, that's not showing you much. But I'll get back to you in a bit once it's come along a bit further. Okay, I'll slow down and say, okay. So the shapes of the wave crests are starting to take shape. There's no white caps or anything. This is water coming off a larger body or waves coming off of a larger body of water. The fetch is reduced as it gets into these smaller coves, and so the waves are sort of dying as they go, in a little further away and towards the land. Now I'm starting to pick up some of the colors from the sky and from the foliage, and I'm not organizing them in such a fashion as to repeat the design of what's here. Again, it's picking up the reflection of the different colors and different light in the painting. When in my final touches, I will probably be a little more intense directly below the focal area. Put some higher chroma in spots, just to help to congeal things. Anyway, that's just another bit of progress. So there's something else here I'd just like to point out, another reason why I like this knife. I'll just put a couple strokes on here and try to describe it to you a little bit. When doing this water, I lay many of my strokes on going in this direction, like so. Whoops. But often, actually, and what I'll do is I'll just show that to you right now. Usually the top of your knife is against the canvas, or mine is, when I'm laying the paint in. In this case, I don't want a hard straight edge across the top of my stroke. So I will need to bring it in like so, and do that. Keep a little bit of a bit of curvature happening. Yeah, that's a bit strong, that white. And another thing, the tip of this palette knife is a little more rounded, so I can just, if I end up with a bit of a little bit of an anomaly or something, I can take it and I can make my stroke in line with the blade. If I have the very pointy palette knife, it's difficult to do that because I end up with these very sharp little points at the tip of each stroke. And I don't really want that in the water at the moment. So here, a regular stroke here, regular stroke there, regular stroke there, whoops. Bit too flat, bit squared off. Now I'm going to use the leading edge of the knife will be on the bottom rather than the top. I'll go back into it, squeeze a bit of paint out the top of the knife. That works out just fine because I just put a lighter stroke over darker paint, so it squeezes the lighter paint out of the top edge of the palette knife as I'm applying it and rolling the knife on the canvas while I'm moving it. The reflected light from the background here should be on the top of the stroke anyway. If I have all my light on the bottom, then the waves will start to appear to be coming towards me, and I don't want that. I want the waves to appear to be going in that direction. So in this particular case, I want the top of my strokes to be slightly higher value than the bottom of the stroke. Whoop, see, dirty knife, shouldn't have done that. And then there's a lot of fiddling. Anyway, this water is going to take quite a while for me to finish, so I'll just big face. I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Hope that's somewhat helpful. Have a good day. Bye.